Good morning, children. Now today we'll talk about virtual or RMS value of AC. Yesterday we had talked about mean or average value. Today we will talk about root mean square. Root mean square or virtual value of alternating current, which we can denote as IRMS or I virtual. Most of the time we use this notation, I virtual. Now, as we did in I mean or I average, there we took that the charges flowing through the same time period must be same. Now, in this case, we will see that it is the heat produced will be same. So, I virtual is that steady value of current which when pass through a circuit will produce the same amount of heat, as is done by AC flowing in the same circuit for same time. Here time will be taking again as T by 2. Time will be again taking T by 2. So now you can see, if you have understood the definition which we did yesterday, now it will be very easy for you to understand this definition. That is what we are having a same circuit. What we have done is we have allowed AC to flow through it. The AC waveform which we have taken is generalized. I is equals to I naught sin omega t. So that current is being flown in a circuit. Some heat is being produced in time T by 2 in the given resistance. Now in the same circuit, now I don't want to flow an AC. I am going to make a constant current flow, but through the same resistance. But the heat produced must remain same. If the heat produced so remains same, then that constant current is known as IRMS or I virtual. Now we will again try to find out a relation between IV and I naught, that is the maximum value of AC, using similar method as we did for I mean. See, as far as the formula is concerned, heat produced in a circuit in which current I flows in a resistance for a given time T is given by Joule's law of heating, that is H is equals to I square R T. This is an equation for heat produced when constant current passes through it. Now the current is not constant. Alternating current is not constant, and therefore heat produced cannot be found out using exactly the same formula. But what we can do is, we can find out the small heat produced in given time dt. So the formula will change as dH is equals to I naught sine omega t whole square r dt. And for finding out the total heat produced, I'll have to integrate this equation. So integrating both sides. Integrating both sides. I'll get this equation. Now I naught square is a constant. This will give me now h. I naught square is a constant, so I naught square I can take here. So now r is also a constant, I can take it outside. So I am left with now, integration is to be done from 0 to t by 2 sine square omega t dt. Now to calculate this integration, I'll have to first convert the sine square omega t into a term of single power. So the formula which we can use is 2 sine square omega t is equal to 1 minus cos 2 omega t upon 2. And I'll substitute it over here. So now h will become equals to I naught square r integration 0 to t by 2 1 minus cos 2 omega t upon 2 into dt. Now this 2 can also be taken outside. So I naught square r upon 2. Now this can also be divided into two parts. First term is this integration 0 to t by 2 dt, 1 into dt, 2 we have already taken outside, minus 0 to t by 2 cos 2 omega t into dt. Clear? The next step is to find out the integration. Alright? The integration of this value will be equal to I naught square upon 2 this is going to give me only t. I'll take different type of bracket, I'll take it like this, t 0 to t by 2 minus sine 2 omega t upon 2 0 to t by 2. I think this I wrote a little bit. 0 to t by 2, it was dt and it was minus 0 to t by 2 cos 2 omega t upon 2 dt. All right. I think this went outside the board. So now we are left with this. Now come to the next set. Now this, after substituting the limits, is going to give you 0. See, sine zeros, the lower limit is going to give you 0. When you use t by 2 over here and 2 omega is 2 pi by t, when you use it here, you will again get 0. So this term is going to give you 0 after integration. So we are left only with this term. I naught square upon 2 upper limit minus lower limit is now going to give me t by 2 only. So this is the only term which is being left. All right. Now this is when an AC was flowing in the circuit. Now according to definition of IV, according to definition of IV, if IV is the virtual value, then H will be equal to IV square R T by 2. हाँ, यहाँ R रह गया आपका, वो R रह गया था आपका बीच में, ठीक है। IV square R T by 2. ये बात समझ में आ रही है? See, H is equals to, if a constant current IV would have been flowing for time t by 2 in the same resistance R, heat produced will be equal to IV square R T by 2. This you can take as equation number 1. This you can take as equation number 2. In the last equation I had not written R, that you include, because R was a constant term which was coming with I naught only. Now from these two equations, from equation 1 and 2, this shall be equal to I V square R T by 2. Now T by 2 and T by 2 will cancel out, R and R will cancel out, you will be left with IV square is equals to I naught square upon 2, or IV is equals to I naught upon root 2. And since root 2 is a constant, so we can already calculate this. So IV will finally come out to be equal to 0.707 I naught. IV is equal to 0.707 I naught. So this is the relation between I naught and IV. We have also found out the relation between I mean and I naught. So this will be using in certain numericals. And the similar expression what we have obtained for IV will hold for voltage also, that is the EMF. So EV will also come out to be 0.707 I naught. And this expression we can come from either sine wave or a cosine wave. We can use any one of them. We'll get the same result. So this is for today. Then we'll talk about in the next lessons that how the circuit elements, depending upon the circuit elements, like if we are using resistors, if in place of resistor we are using an inductor or a capacitor, how if an EMF, alternating EMF is applied, how the current is going to change. Thank you. This is for today.